Hey friends, it's Skai, and today's video is a story that's made out of respect towards the victim and to spread the awareness. It also includes a part of me, and I express some of my beliefs in this story, and I don't want you to feel that those beliefs are pushed towards you because I don't want to do that on my channel. It's basically just a part of this story and I can't let it out. And as a respect that probably a lot of people don't agree with my beliefs, I also want you to respect me as well. So let's get into this. It all happened in the summer of 2013. Even though the issues began way sooner, ran deeper. The year of so many enlightenings that I'll never forget. But at the same time, so many messy emotions, so much darkness. I was about 11 years old and already trapped in countless amount of questions that came with knowledge about certain sides of this world. The deeper, darker ones, spiritual ones, more or less. I remember being at home that day, hot, cloudy, boring summer day, present in the moment. No school, no friends, not a single one. That happens when you're the different kid that lives in a completely different reality than most my age. At least among people in my life, back then. That summer day of late June. Now that I remember, the school wasn't even over. I just didn't go that last week. It was too much. I didn't have social media. I didn't even use the basic ones, such as YouTube. Which was yet another reason for classmates to say I'm weird, to bully me for it. Besides literally every other thing. Even though I tried to get as less attention as possible, but it drew even more attention to me. They didn't understand that I didn't give a crap about almost anything superficial. I didn't care about the Disney shows they had watched, about new clothes or games they bought, about where they traveled. But I can't blame them for being the way they were, except the bullying, of course. They were just stupid, shallow kids. Boys bragged about watching porn, and all I wanted was to keep pure, in every way. To this day, until I find the right girl, all I wanted was to find light in the darkness, to find God in the storm, and all the things that people considered normal for my age were meaningless to me. I just knew that they'd keep me away from him who died for my eternal happiness. I was basically an 80-year-old trapped in an 11-year-old body. As bizarre as it sounds. Others had it so simple. They didn't question their existence. They weren't trapped in thoughts I was trapped in. They didn't see the deeper, darker picture of this world, painted in a way that you can't really see it unless it's somehow given to you. A curse that kept me awake at nights, but also a blessing that protected me from many, many stupid decisions to this day. As I was almost choking on my own boredom, watching mosquitoes buzz around, I decided to text my mom, with my Nokia flip phone. "Can we go to the swimming pool when you come home from work?" I asked. She didn't respond. Ugh, I thought. Why doesn't she text me back? She should be finishing her shift now. I felt so lonely in this house. Siblings are much older than me. I could have one closer to my age. But he died before he was born. It was an accident, of course. My mom would never allow the other thing to happen. And I'm with her on that one. Rest in peace, beautiful soul. So, I couldn't help myself with older siblings. They were all just minding their own business. Dad? I don't even remember seeing him that day. Maybe I did, but he was in his own world just as I was. Very different one though. Opposite one. Always putting on pink, blurry glasses when reality was an absolute shit. I sent texts to my mom, one after another. "When will you come home? It's getting really late." "I don't know, hopefully soon," she finally responded. Oh well, I thought. Little did I know that while I was counting flies on that hot, depressing day, my mother was witnessing a brutal murder and a suicide at the exact same time. No one suspected that, not here in Slovenia, not in that little, safe town that I still pass when I go for long evening walks. Here's what happened. Let's call her Danielle. 38-year-old cook working in the kindergarten. Lovely person with a strong character. But her life wasn't as simple as it seemed. There was a lot of toxic drama going on behind the scenes. Andrew, the man she was with, was older. Quite older, 57. Not that it plays any role in the story. I don't judge partners with age gaps, as long as it's appropriate. Andrew was controlling, jealous. He was basically one big red flag. Why didn't she just leave him, you might think? Well, that's not how it goes with toxic relationships. Once you like someone, you can't help but ignore the red flags and maintain that perfect image of that person in your head. Poor little delusional head. Danielle was married to Andrew. She managed to see that he was, well, a psychopath. When he became violent, she decided to fill in the divorce papers. But he didn't want to, obviously. He was obsessed with her. He had plenty of personal issues, but he didn't resolve them. He bleeded his cold, black blood on Danielle, even though she didn't make the cut. She moved out eventually. Andrew lost his shit. He wanted full control over her. What she does, where she goes, whom she hangs out with. He was just enough obsessed that he started following her around. She was fully aware of that. He wasn't the brightest, so he couldn't be anything else but obvious about it. Danielle managed to get a restraining order, but she couldn't feel free or safe. Police followed Andrew around to get proof that he's truly harmful, but it didn't catch him doing anything particularly wrong. Therefore, they couldn't arrest him. We can't blame them. They were doing everything they could. As Danielle was driving to the kindergarten to start her shift, Andrew happened to follow her. Except that it wasn't her who was driving. It was Thomas. Not her lover, just a driver. My mother's ex-protégé. Andrew saw her in the car with him. He got jealous. Without a reason. He was completely delusional. Even if Danielle and Thomas had anything going on, it wouldn't be Andrew's right to interfere. But as I said, he was delusional and insane. Poor Danielle. Poor Thomas. She stepped out of the car and entered the kindergarten building. It was nap time for the kids. Thank God. They slept through everything that was about to happen. Andrew stepped out of his car as well, obnoxiously checking Thomas as he went by him and followed Danielle inside. When she realized it, she lost it. Oh no, he won't step his foot into my workplace. Who does he think he is? She thought while grabbing a pen so she'd slap Andrew with it, if necessary, if he couldn't stop being an obnoxious piece of "Get out!" she screamed. They went outside. Thomas was still there, concerned. Who is this guy? What do you have with him, Danielle? You're insane, she responded. She felt angry, disappointed, powerless, pushed in the corner once again. She didn't know what was coming next, but her spirit knew it was time. Andrew's eyes were full of darkness. He was mad. He stepped towards Thomas and called him all sorts of names. My mom heard something odd is going on. She came outside to check up on the situation, stepped between Thomas and Andrew. What's going on? She asked. This bastard stole my wife. Andrew grabbed his gun. Well, more specifically, his rifle. He didn't think further. He missed Thomas, whom he wanted to shoot. He shot his car instead. Andrew became pale as a ghost. What have I done? He thought. What did he do? He shot Danielle. She died on the spot. Andrew went in his car. Right in his head. It was over. Everyone felt relief. As much as they felt horrible about the tragedy, not even fully processing it, they were happy the danger was over. My mother checked Danielle's pulse, gave people around the orders what they should do next, and called 911. Well, 112 or 113 here in this country. She was in intense fear, shock, pain. But she managed to react cold-headed in a rational way. She was just relieved that kids were okay. Meanwhile, I was still obnoxiously wondering when will she come home, sending her text after text, worried. Soon, she finally responded. Soon. But it was already late. I was in the living room, overthinking the shit out of life. My minds were spinning every second as Earth, almost aware of that as well. My gut was telling me that something weird, dark, was going on, once again. After a long day of traumatic events and ghastly police questioning that just didn't end, my mother finally came home. She told me what happened, not in a detailed way, so she wouldn't scare and traumatize me. I was shocked, but at the same time, I wasn't. It was just another confirmation of how bad life is and how quickly it can be ended, in a matter of a second. It's not easy to just be happy, to have a normal, fun summer as every other kid when you're having this type of realizations. But what can I say? I'm grateful for insights. All the little pieces of this puzzle are making me the way I am. Some of them brighter, some of them darker. Don't worry, I'm not self-victimizing. Ever. That would be pathetic. My mom and I went for a short walk and bought some ice cream by the way. Just to make this day a bit less darker than it was. We tried. It didn't help me fall asleep. My mind was still fighting its demons. That's the story. Rest in peace, beautiful angel. Rest in peace, Daniela.